David Gray has released his 13th album, Dear Life. Listened to the whole album to do a review of it. To be honest, the only David Gray really I knew before this was the Babylon song. For 13 albums, that's not a good thing. I should know a lot more. I will say I like this a lot. With the Babylon song, his voice, I recognize his voice right away. Most of the songs feature him playing either a piano or an acoustic guitar that he's finger picking, which I could have guessed that. That makes sense, but not all of them. Not every song has that actually. There's songs that are more electronic. There's songs that are a little rocky, so to speak. It's a kind of a wide mix. Most of the stuff is in the vein of probably what you would think to hear at a high level if you're familiar with Babylon. But take the drums, for instance. The drums in most of the songs had a kind of a pattern where there was often like a drum loop to start, and then it may be that drum loop the whole time, or real drums would come in, but they would kind of come in like throughout the song. That was a kind of a common theme, I felt like. I thought it was oftentimes just drum loops and programmed drums, and then it was only for a part of the song. There was real drums in it. It just kind of came in. That's actually common for other stuff. A lot of these songs started kind of slow, with limited instruments, maybe just a piano or just a guitar or just something. And then as the song progressed, more instruments would come in. Sometimes it was strings, sometimes it was electronic stuff. It just depended on the song. And every single song wasn't like that, but I felt like that was a pretty common theme. The bass was my unsung hero. The bass had a great sound, a great tone. A lot of the times I felt like when there was like a real mood, the mood was really his voice and the lyrics, but like musically behind that, if there was a mood change, if there was something pushing the mood, driving the mood, it was most often, I really felt like the bass doing that. There's some really tasty licks if you listen. It sounds like he's doing some like fretless slides here and there. The stuff you hear really famously from like the acoustic Tears in Heaven from Eric Clapton. Some of the stuff that I think it was Nathan East that did that. And you get little flashes of that kind of stuff here and there. And it's really well done with all the instruments. There's a wide range of instruments. There's string instruments. There's like trumpets and deep brass stuff. There's some electronic stuff done in a number of different kind of ways. Some like keyboards, but then others more like almost like dance music electronic. It does do a pretty wide range of things, like I said. I enjoyed it. The very last song was my favorite, and I thought that was the coolest song, was the one that I didn't realize it was the last song. It was the 13th song of 13, 13th album. So I don't know if there's some like luck behind that, but that was really neat. All the songs were him except one. I think one was Talia Ray was accompanied. There's different voices every now and again. You can hear oftentimes it's multiple voices, but it's him harmonizing. It's his voice. There is a second song other than the one that features Talia Ray that has a female voice. I don't know if it's her as well. It's just not listed as her being featured. There's a couple other male voices I think I heard doing accompaniment as well, and singing in the background. Nobody's really singing feature but him, other than in that song with Talia Ray. She's in that a little bit too. So I kind of want to listen to more David Gray now to see if this is like new stuff, some of the stuff he did, or if this is kind of the eclectic nature of most of the stuff. I say eclectic nature. I mean, you're not going to hear like any thrash metal, and you're not going to hear country. You're going to hear pretty much, acoustic, piano, rock, jazz, fusion-y here and there. It's sophisticated for sure. It's definitely sophisticated. That's a word I would use to describe this, sophisticated. But also very approachable is a good way to describe it as well. It's not the most boring, average, run-of-the-mill thing. There's definitely sophistication here, but it's approachable sophistication. And I thought the whole album was really good. I don't think that there's any negative or bad tracks. I am going to do a whole track by track. So if you think this is interesting, if you'd like to hear actually each track by track, this was kind of just a tone of the whole album in general. I'm going to go through and actually say each song a little snippet about what I thought it sounded like, what it reminded me of, and there'll be a link in the description for that video if you want to see it.